Day for those that celebrate it. I just got out of class and finished eating dinner. I'm actually trying to make sure that I get my notes together, well, my recording to download so then I can go ahead and upload that for class. And I just wanted to check in with y'all because I haven't been live all day. It's been a very, very productive and very busy day for me. And which is why I didn't go live this morning. There just wasn't enough time, and I wanted to check on one of my really good friends, and the rest was just pretty much history. So, to my East Coast folks, I know y'all are sleeping, but catch the replay if you can. And for those of you that are on the West Coast, like myself, good evening. Um, and much like, well, not like much like, but I live in an area. Oh my gosh, D, I wasn't expecting to see you. I was like, nope, she going to bed. She going to bed. She should be in bed. But I was like, let me go ahead and do my live because I need to go ahead and check in with folks because I have not been live all day. Sliding in this bed like, hey. Listen, you and I, there's something about these Mondays. Mondays used to not be like this, but I am finding they are productive because of the intentions that I'm making. And it's not like it's a stressful Monday. That is a commitment. um, it's not like the Mondays are stressful. It's just that the intentions that I'm setting for the week, um, it's just making Monday be that way. And I think what's like the added twist is that I figured out that I can make it to a 4 p.m. CrossFit class and still make it to my own class that I need to teach by 5:15, even before 5:15. So, which means that I have to have everything done for class, work, whatever, before 4 o'clock. Really, by like 3:30, I need to be done with everything. And for the most part, to be honest with you, I'm always done. So I was taking that extra hour and just working on other things, which was fine, but it wasn't like meeting one of the bigger goals that I had, which was like I want to go to CrossFit at least 1 to 2 days out of the week. And now I have figured out um, how to basically go 4 days out of the week, and I'm going to be like a Monday through Thursday person. Monday at 4, Tuesday, Wednesday 8:30, Thursday 6 p.m. So well, welcome, DVDVR. This live is talking about reflect, reset, and winding down. I do these lives, I feel like Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Wednesday, it's kind of midday. Um, and then I don't do them at all on Friday. So, but anyways, let me get on with it. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Diona Reese Williams. I do these lives, as I mentioned before, at least 3 days out of the week. This is something new. Exactly, D. I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm not even going to entertain these folks. Let me actually. There was a background that I wanted to use for these sessions. That's okay. I'm not going to do it. There is a particular background that I want to use, but anyways, so this is just my way of like doing a checkpoint and checking in with everyone. And I'd like to do these sessions to help you all set your intentions and stuff for the week. Um, awesome. We have something in common. Williams is a common last name. All right. Thank you, DVDVR. Appreciate it. Um, so my top 3 tasks and priorities today, I had a really big meeting this morning. I feel like it was big. Um, because I was able to get some really good insight um, from a dear friend of mine that works in preschool setting as a director. I won't get in too far in the weeds in it, but it was part of my like top 3 task. So meeting with her, I also met with the lead faculty at the university I attend for my doctorate, and that's huge. And then number 3 was going to CrossFit. I already know that I'm going to prep things for class. That's just the nature of the job. And then I also am advising students because it's summer and fall sessions are available now. So, anyways, for my PsyD progress, which is my doctorate of psychology, oh my gosh, I made huge leaps and bounds today. I'm actually recording a series called Doc Journey. So I will be sharing that, some news there. But a major milestone was like meeting with the lead faculty and just talking about my project and where I'm at and looking at some options to help move me forward. What I am excited about is that I should pass this course with a PR, which means progressing, because all 3 of my chapters were accepted. Um, and the only issues that I had with my 3 chapters is formatting. So that's exciting. Um, my entrepreneurial wins. Oh my gosh, guys, the meeting that I had in person today. Uh, and she's a dear friend of mine, but we were able to really talk about what's going on in early childhood in this community as long as you pass. Let me tell you something, Dean. It's not even just as long as I pass because I also said, what if there's retaliation? They said, I'll take care of that. So there's that. I'm just like, okay. Um, and I'll talk more about that in the video, but I'm just like, yeah, I did not do a video afterwards because it was just like I needed to start getting things for class. I literally had 2 back-to-back meetings. One at 10:30 and then rolled right into that 1:30. And then it was like 2 o'clock and I'm like, dude, I got to get stuff together for class. And so I got that stuff together and I mean, I grade everything and do all kinds of stuff on Sunday nights. So Mondays are not like this big, stressful, overbearing day for me because it just doesn't need to be that way. Um, but the meeting I had at 10:30 was super productive. And I actually think I'm going to be doing like a separate series from that because I feel like there's a whole other journey that I'm on from the entrepreneurial perspective that um or not just entrepreneur, but from a business standpoint. And we talked about marketing analysis and like how in our small town of like 50,000 people, um, you have programs that are charging 700 a month to programs that are charging like 175 a month. Like it's just 2 totally different extremes, but they're still offering quality. One program is more accessible while the other one is not really accessible, and it's just super interesting. Very, very interesting. And so that conversation is still very like fruitful in my mind. And it's one of those things that I am going to be reflecting on that particular conversation and thinking about some things moving forward for sure. All the way down to like how much do you like pay people an hour working in early childhood. And it's like I also couldn't believe, I mean, I can believe it, like people are barely making a little bit more than minimum wage, but I'm like, we are not doing more than that. Like it's just interesting. Wow, thank you, Suave S. That was very kind of you. And then for the early childhood program that I work in, um, wow, thank you. I received that message. I appreciate it. Um, so my professor side of my life, it's an interesting season for me, and I say this because this is year number 6 for me. And I'm definitely in the grant season. Don't need to focus so much on every single piece of content in my classes, but like I'm able to focus on other major projects that need to be addressed in the program. So I usually do more deep thinking for the program itself on other days besides Monday. I'll do some things tomorrow, and then the bulk of it will happen on Thursday. So that's what I have going on. I would say this for this Monday night's topic of discussion, mindset and motivation. It's all about like, um, I would say just, I don't know. I feel like it's all about like what, if you know what it is that you're wanting to accomplish and what it is that you're trying to achieve, it is about like how motivated are you to do the thing. So if you're new to this channel, myself and D Lashur is my moderator for my channel, and we're both, in the thick of projects. For her, it's movie scripts, and for me, it's getting through this doctorate. And what motivates me to keep going is knowing how I can potentially impact my own community with the research that I've done. So that's what keeps me going. But there's been moments where the journey itself has been challenging and I haven't gotten far, and it's very frustrating. But that's just a part of life. Like you have to learn to endure even when things are going really, really well. Um, Thank you, Suave S. God bless you. Thank you so much. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, I always talk about the importance of time blocking. That's how I try to stay on top of my own schedule. And make sure you take a moment to relax. I know I am, because I feel like I've been on all day. And even though I'm here tonight, like doing this live, I'm like, girl, you cutting it close. But I have to, this is a commitment that I made to myself and to this community, that I would show up and at least do these check ins. If nothing else, Monday night, I need to make sure that I do it. So, but when I walk out of this space, I am no longer going to be working on my laptop. I am going to be reclining on the couch. I am going to be getting things prepared and prepped for the next day. And I tend to like, I'm going to have the evening to myself at that point. So, and I will read and just do all the self care things that I need to do and then move on about my day. So, my gratitude things that I have, because I have my gratitude book here, and it is 3/17/25. I am grateful for Think Partners, aka people that are like minded. Yes, I have to. And especially since I'm like, my whole schedule just rolled into itself the whole day. There was not like a time that I was like chill. Even when I sent you the message this afternoon, you're probably like, "Girl, where have you been?" Rolling in the deep from one thing to the next. Literally, it was just like which was fine. Um Grateful for Think Partners. Um Oh my gosh, I am thankful for our crock pot express that made our corned beef today. Which I could have technically made it yesterday because I do these cook with me lives, but if I would have went live this morning, you guys would have saw me like preparing all of that. But tomorrow, I've got to prepare the carrots and potatoes and zucchini so then I can make like an actual dish out of it. So grateful for Crockpot Express for dinners. I'm also grateful for, you know what? I really am grateful for the CrossFit gym that I belong to. Dee says I'm grateful for the internet. Um, and the reason why I'm grateful for them is that when I decided to join this gym 2 years ago around my birthday, it's almost my 2 year anniversary. I was at a time in my life where I wanted wellness. Like that's what I wanted going into my 40s, taking better care of myself. Um, in a way that I don't feel like I did a very good job in my 20s or 30s, to be honest with you. And I also was hoping that maybe some friendships would blossom out of this situation. Because let me tell you something, it's hard to find friends as an adult that is not connected to your work life and not connected to, like, oh, we met because of our kids. I am thankful for my work life friends, don't get me wrong, but it is very hard to meet people outside of those types of scenarios. And I was at a point in my life where I was no longer in a parent guardian role. And I love all of my friends that I met while I was in that space, but they are still very much parents. And I was no longer in that space. I became an empty nester. And so I always joke that I'm 41 living a 51-year-old life. My mom thinks it's disturbing when I say that. And she's like, you cannot be 51. I'm like, but let's be honest, I'm living a 51-year-old life because the life I'm living is not relatable to my friends that have young children or children that are like under the age of 12, if that makes sense. Um, and so I'm just very thankful for that community. And I also am proud of myself for doing something outside of my comfort zone because I feel like when I walked into the gym today, I I'm talking to people, not that I don't talk to people, but it was just different. It was like, "How are you doing? What's going on?" And like one lady, we know each other from book club, and then another lady I met last week, and she's like, "I was wondering if you were able to make it to class and then like, go to CrossFit and then make it to your 5:15 class. Like, how did it go?" And I'm like, "It was great." And then I made it to the gym like Tuesday and Wednesday at 8:30, and then I made a 6 p.m. class on Thursday. Like, I don't think people understand how valuable those types of conversations were for me. So I'm grateful for that community. And, it when you feel connected to something, it motivates you even more because you feel like you're a part of something and you're not just there showing up, just working out. There were some seasons where I felt like that's what it was like, but I knew that I had to keep showing up for myself, and eventually those friendships or acquaintances would come. And I feel like I'm seeing the fruits of that labor now. And I'm just really grateful for that. So, in closing, I just encourage you guys to really think about like what's something you're grateful for. Um, what is an affirmation that you can use for yourself when you're, starting your day? And please hit the like and subscribe and notification bell if you have not done so. And check out Miss D. Lasher's channel as well. She has amazing content. And I love what she's saying. I'm grateful for the internet. I need to create adult playgrounds. Laugh out loud. I 1000% agree. I feel like we lose that concept as soon as we go, we get to high school. We just don't have, there's not ways to make friends. And the friend that I met, oh my gosh, affirmation, you are more than enough. Girl, yes. That, I have to remind myself of that daily. And I feel like the conversations I had today, that's why I say they were so fruitful. And I probably need to like journal about them. Because there was just so much to take away from the conversations, so much. And they definitely made me feel like I was more than enough. Like all I had to show up and just be myself. I didn't have to be anything more or anything less. I was just accepted. And that's not always easy, especially when you're having a conversation that can be really uncomfortable, um, and not really sure if you're going to be supported. So, but, anyways, I'm going to hop off. D, get some sleep. I should be, well, you already know I'm be back on the regular schedule because Tuesday through Friday, Trina and Tillman, TNT, they like to pull us together as soon as the sun comes up. And now you see why I have to adjust my schedule accordingly, because I cannot afford to be up at 1:30 in the morning because they're going to be up at 6 or sooner because the sun's coming up and they're going to start pacing. And I ain't got time for that. So, um, and if they choose to do that, I'm going to kick them out until my alarm goes off and then they're allowed to come back in. Oh, Dee, don't you entertain Trina. Good night, Trina. Too bad she can't hear you. Oh, was that a little shade? You know it was. That was a little bit of shade. As Charles says, I favor my dog the most, my little Brie. But she's getting older, y'all, and it's hard. I know it's gonna be so hard. Yeah, you can laugh. I got nothing to say to Trina. Not a darn thing. Not a darn thing to say to her. Other than she better sleep in. Because I don't have time for her shenanigans. I need my rest. Even though she doesn't think I need it, but I do. So, anyways, good night, guys. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate the support. I really, really do. And I feel like Dee and I are well on our way. We're going to be monetized by summer. I just know it. So, good night, everyone.